What if your next fall isn't random at all, but the perfect storm waiting to happen? Picture this: a pair of worn out slippers with no grip, a dark hallway with one bulb burned out, and a tiny inner ear problem you didn't even know you had. Separately, they seem harmless. Together, they're a recipe for disaster. Doctors warn that almost 99% of women over 60 are walking around with these hidden traps every single day. A slip here, a stumble there, and suddenly independence is gone. The shocking truth: nearly all of it comes down to 6 mistakes, common preventable errors that steal balance step by step. Today, we're ranking those 6 mistakes from the least to the most devastating, so you'll know exactly what's waiting to trip you up before it's too late. All the references and studies I'm using are linked in the description, because you should never take anyone's word without checking the science yourself. Before we dive in, let me ask you, how old are you, and what's the trickiest place in your home to walk safely: stairs, bathroom, or hallway? Drop your answer in the comments. I read them like a safety map of this community, and I respond, because your story might help protect another woman watching right now. Now, without any further ado, let's start with number 6 on the list, and it begins with a mistake most women make just after they leave the bedroom in the morning. Number 6, wearing slippery shoes or old footwear. It sounds simple, but shoes can make or break your balance. Too many older women underestimate how much their footwear determines whether they stay steady or take a dangerous fall. Slippery soles, worn out heels, or shoes that have lost their grip quietly turn every step into a gamble. When you're young, your muscles and reflexes can catch you if you slip. But after 60, weaker leg muscles and slower reaction time mean that one wrong step on a slick tile or uneven pavement can send you crashing to the ground. Science confirms what many seniors learned too late. A study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that women over 65 who wore worn or unstable shoes had a 55% higher risk of falling compared to those with supportive footwear. Shoes that are too loose, too soft, or too hard all play a role. Instead of providing stability, they create tiny shifts in balance with every step, shifts that a younger body might correct instantly, but an older body struggle to adjust to. Take Helen, 74, from Michigan. She loved her old slippers, soft, comfortable, and easy to slip on. But one rainy morning, she stepped onto her porch, and the worn-down soles gave way. Helen fell hard, breaking her wrist. Her doctor later told her that her shoes were as much to blame as the slick surface. She admitted she'd ignored her daughter's advice to buy new ones because she thought shoes are shoes. That fall changed her perspective forever. What's happening inside the body makes this even more dangerous. As women age, proprioception, the body's sense of position, naturally weakens. Combine that with shoes that slide instead of grip, and you're essentially walking blindfolded across a slippery floor. Every step becomes less about walking forward and more about surviving gravity. And because balance depends on small muscles in the feet and ankles, old or unstable footwear forces them to work overtime, tiring them quickly and making falls more likely. The fix is simpler than many expect, but it requires action. Supportive shoes with non-slip soles, low heels, and firm cushioning can instantly cut fall risk by giving the body something solid to rely on. Think of shoes as your second bones. If they're weak, they can't hold you. Replace shoes once the tread wears down, and avoid backless slippers or slick leather soles that slide on tile or wood. Even indoors, wearing stable footwear instead of barefoot or socks can reduce fall risk dramatically. For older women, shoes aren't just fashion or comfort, they're safety equipment. Ignoring them is like leaving your seatbelt unbuckled in traffic. You might be fine today, but eventually the risk catches up. And if shoes can cause this much danger, the next mistake is even more shocking, because it comes not from what you wear, but from what you don't drink every single morning, silently sabotaging your balance from the inside out. Number 5, not drinking enough water. One of the most overlooked causes of balance loss in older women isn't something exotic. It's simply not drinking enough water. Dehydration doesn't always look dramatic. In fact, for many seniors, it creeps in silently, showing up first as dizziness when standing, lightheadedness during short walks, or a sudden wave of weakness that makes the legs feel unreliable. For women over 60, these small signals can add up to dangerous falls. Physiologically, the aging body loses its thirst sensitivity. That means by the time an older woman actually feels thirsty, her cells are already running low on fluid. Dehydration thickens the blood, reducing circulation to the brain and muscles, and it alters electrolyte balance, especially sodium and potassium, which are essential for nerve signals that keep muscles coordinated. A study in the Journal of Gerontology found that even mild dehydration increased the risk of falls in older adults by nearly 50% due to delayed reaction times and poor postural control. Take the story of Marlene, 76, from Arizona. She always assumed her morning coffee and a small glass of juice were enough fluids for the day. But during summer, she often felt woozy when standing and once collapsed in her kitchen, fracturing her shoulder. At the hospital, doctors discovered she was severely dehydrated. After recovering, Marlene began carrying a refillable water bottle everywhere and made it a routine to sip steadily throughout the day. Within weeks, she noticed her balance improved, her headaches faded, and her energy returned. She now calls hydration her invisible cane, the silent support that steadies her steps. Dehydration also worsens muscle cramps, a frequent complaint among older women. Without enough fluid and electrolytes, muscles tighten uncontrollably, making it harder to walk steadily or climb stairs without sudden pain. Worse, medications commonly prescribed to seniors, like diuretics for blood pressure, can speed up fluid loss, raising the risk of imbalance even further. The solution isn't complicated, but it requires consistency. Drinking small amounts of water regularly throughout the day is far more effective than trying to gulp large amounts at once. Adding hydrating foods like cucumbers, watermelon, or soups helps too. Herbal teas without caffeine can also count toward daily fluid intake. For most seniors, aiming for 6 to 8 cups of fluid daily, adjusted for activity and climate, can dramatically improve balance and stability. Not drinking enough water might not sound like a serious mistake, but in reality, it sabotages the body's entire control system, muscles, nerves, and circulation, making older women far more likely to fall. And if dehydration can put balance at risk this quickly, the next mistake is even more alarming because it's not about what you're missing, but what you're taking every day that actively throws off your stability. Before we continue, lock in your spot by hitting like and subscribe. The health truth you need is right after this. Number 4, taking multiple medications at once. Doctors call it polypharmacy, but for millions of older women, it simply means taking several pills at the same time. Blood pressure tablets, diabetes meds, cholesterol drugs, maybe something for sleep or anxiety. Each one may be necessary on its own, but when they start stacking together, the risks multiply in ways most patients never hear about. Balance is one of the first casualties. Research published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society revealed that older adults on 5 or more daily medications had nearly twice the risk of falls compared to those on fewer. The reason is clear. Many prescriptions come with side effects like dizziness, drowsiness, or sudden blood pressure drops. Combine them, and the body struggles to keep steady. Add in age-related changes, slower metabolism, less water in the body, weaker muscles, and the effects of those drugs hit harder, lasting longer. What feels like just being tired may actually be the ground tilting beneath your feet. Take Patricia, 73. She was on 6 different prescriptions and started noticing she couldn't stand up without holding onto a chair. Her daughter thought it was age catching up, but her doctor eventually realized the mix of medications was lowering her blood pressure too quickly, making her lightheaded. With a careful review, some doses were adjusted and Patricia's balance improved almost immediately. This is the hidden danger, not the medicine itself, but the interaction between them. Blood pressure meds paired with sleep aids, painkillers combined with antidepressants, these combinations magnify instability. Seniors often blame themselves for clumsiness when in reality their bodies are battling chemical side effects. The solution isn't to stop taking necessary prescriptions, but to review them regularly with a doctor or pharmacist. Sometimes one pill can be removed or the timing adjusted to reduce overlap. That small change can mean the difference between walking confidently and suffering a fall. If medications can throw balance so badly off course, the next mistake is even more surprising. Number 3, skipping strength exercises. When most older women think about staying active, the first thing that comes to mind is walking. And while walking is healthy, it's not enough to protect against one of the biggest balance killers, weak muscles. After the age of 60, women lose muscle at nearly twice the rate of men, especially in the hips, thighs, and core. This condition, called sarcopenia, is one of the most overlooked drivers of poor balance. Without strength exercises to counter it, every step becomes less stable, every stumble more dangerous. A landmark study in the Journal of Gerontology showed that women who didn't engage in resistance training lost up to 30% of their leg strength by their 70s, while those who practiced even light strength routines maintained much of their stability. The difference wasn't just in muscle size, it was in confidence. Stronger women walked faster, stood taller, and recovered more quickly when they tripped. Weakness, on the other hand, meant every uneven sidewalk or slippery floor became a serious threat. Consider Helen, 68. She believed daily walking was enough until she tripped on a curb and couldn't catch herself. Her physical therapist explained that her legs lacked the strength to react quickly. When she began twice weekly sessions with light dumbbells and chair squats, she was amazed. Within 3 months, she could climb stairs without holding the rail, and her fear of falling faded. She said, "I didn't just get stronger, I got steadier." The science is clear. Muscles aren't just for movement, they're shock absorbers. They stabilize joints, support bones, and act as the body's safety harness. Without them, the inner ear and vision work overtime to keep you upright, and sooner or later, the system fails. The solution isn't extreme workouts. Simple bodyweight moves like wall push-ups, sit-to-stand exercises, or lifting light weights can build enough strength to cut fall risk in half. For older women, skipping strength training is like skipping the seatbelt. You may get away with it for a while, but the risk grows every day. And if avoiding exercise can cost you your balance, the next mistake is even more deceptive because it often hides in your home. Number 2, poor lighting at home. You might think balance is only about muscles, bones, or inner ears, but vision plays a bigger role than most seniors realize. The brain depends on the eyes to judge distance, detect obstacles, and guide every step. That's why poor lighting inside the home is one of the most underestimated balance mistakes older women make, and one of the most dangerous. Research from the Journal of Environmental Health revealed that seniors living in poorly lit homes were 3 times more likely to experience falls, especially at night. The reason is simple. As we age, the pupils shrink and the lenses in our eyes become less clear, which means older women already need nearly twice as much light as younger people just to see clearly. Dim hallways, dark staircases, or a shadowy bathroom can turn into a minefield where every misplaced foot risks disaster. Take Eleanor, 76. She was proud of her independence, but often walked through her home at night with only a small lamp in the corner. One evening, she tripped over a rug she couldn't see clearly and fractured her wrist. After her family installed brighter LED bulbs and night lights along her hallway, Eleanor was stunned at how much safer she felt moving around after dark. She said it was like, my house stopped working against me. The danger of poor lighting isn't just about visibility, it's about hesitation. When seniors can't see clearly, they slow down, misjudge distances, or shuffle their feet, all of which raise the odds of falling. Good lighting, on the other hand, improves confidence and coordination instantly. The fix is simple but life-changing. Replace dim bulbs with brighter ones, add night lights near bathrooms and hallways, and make sure staircases are fully illuminated. These small changes create a home that supports balance rather than threatens it. And while poor lighting can silently set older women up for falls, the number one mistake is even more devastating because it doesn't come from the home or the environment, but from within the body itself. Number 1, ignoring inner ear problems. The inner ear is tiny, but it acts like the body's balance headquarters. Inside, fluid-filled canals and delicate hair cells constantly send messages to the brain about motion and orientation. When this system falters, the results are devastating: dizziness, vertigo, and sudden imbalance. For older women, ignoring inner ear problems is the single most dangerous mistake because it often leads directly to falls. Studies in the Journal of the American Academy of Audiology show that seniors with untreated vestibular, inner ear disorders are 12 times more likely to suffer serious falls. Common conditions like benign paroxysmal positional vertigo, BPPV, where tiny crystals in the ear shift out of place, or chronic ear infections, often go undiagnosed. Instead of seeking treatment, many women assume their dizziness is just aging. But aging doesn't cause the room to spin, an inner ear problem does. Consider Dolores, 71. She began feeling dizzy whenever she turned her head quickly but brushed it off as nothing serious. Months later, she fell while stepping off a curb, fracturing her hip. Only afterward did doctors discover BPV, a condition that could have been treated with simple maneuvers to reposition those tiny crystals. Dolores told her friends, "I thought I was clumsy. Turns out it was my ears all along." The tragedy is that inner ear issues are often highly treatable. Physical therapy maneuvers, balance exercises, and in some cases, medications can restore stability. But when ignored, the brain gets confused signals and every step becomes a gamble. For older women, that can mean losing independence in an instant. The message is clear: dizziness and balance problems are never just age. They are warning signs. Addressing them can prevent catastrophic falls and restore confidence in movement. So, there you have it, the 6 mistakes that doctors say explain why nearly 99% of older women lose their balance. From skipping strength exercises and wearing unsafe shoes to poor hydration, medication overload, dim lighting at home, and the most dangerous of all, ignoring inner ear problems. These aren't just small oversights. They're silent traps that can turn a single stumble into months of pain, hospital stays, or even loss of independence. But here's the truth. None of these mistakes are inevitable. Every one of them can be corrected, starting today. A better pair of shoes, a glass of water, a quick medication review, brighter bowls, or a trip to check your ears. Each small step is a shield against the devastating fall that steals strength from so many women over 60. Balance isn't lost because of age alone. It's lost because of habits, and habits can be changed. You'll find the scientific references for everything I've shared linked in the description below, because you deserve to see the data yourself, not just take anyone's word for it. Now, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from, and which of these 6 mistakes surprised you the most? Share it in the comments. I read every single one like a conversation, and I reply because your story might be the exact warning another woman needs. If this video helped you, hit the like button, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe for more science-backed advice to protect your health after 60. Remember, falls don't have to define aging. With the right knowledge and simple changes, you can stay balanced, independent, and strong for years to come. If you have any questions or want to share your personal experience, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. We're always listening. Thanks for watching.